My beloved child, let your heart settle into the peace I am placing within you. For not everything that leaves your life is a loss, and not every door that closes is a sign of rejection. There are separations that are my mercy working quietly. There are connections you once thought would walk with you for a long time, but I saw beforehand what was hidden behind the smile, behind the promise, behind the appearance that seemed so good. I know what nourishes you, and I also know what has been quietly dimming the light within you. So, when I reach out my hand and cut something away, do not be quick to think I am making you lack. I am protecting you from cords that do not belong to my holy intention for you. Perhaps in the first moment, you feel pain. I know that I do not take lightly the empty spaces that departure leaves behind. I know you had grown used to a voice, a presence, a hope, a habit built around that person or that thing. But my child, not everything familiar is healthy. Not everything you miss is something I have chosen to remain. There are things you hold on to because you fear loneliness. But I must loosen them so you do not lose the freedom I have given you. There are people you try to hold on to because of beautiful memories. But I see ahead that their path does not move in the same direction as the light into which I am leading you. When I separate you from them, it is not cruelty. It is the hand of a father drawing you away from a place where you can no longer grow in truth. My child, understand that my love is not shown only through what I add to your life, but also through what I remove at the right time. A father who loves his child does not only place bread on the table, he also takes from the child's hand what may harm them. I am the same. I cannot watch you continue walking with falsehood and call it peace. I cannot let you build your future upon a cracked foundation and pretend that house will stand firm. What is built on lies may look beautiful in the eyes of the world for a season, but when my light shines upon it, every outer covering will no longer be able to hide the truth within. I do not destroy what is true. I only reveal what could never stand in holiness. Therefore, when a relationship begins to fracture after you have asked me to lead you, do not be surprised. When someone who was once close can no longer walk with you as before, do not quickly assume you have been abandoned. Sometimes your very prayer has opened the way for discernment. Sometimes I answer you not by adding someone, but by making clear who should no longer remain in your inner circle. You ask me to protect you, and I am protecting you. You ask me to lead you into what is true, and I am moving what is false out of your path. You ask me for peace, so I must touch the places that have been sowing unrest beneath a gentle appearance. Remember Abraham, who had to let Lot separate from him before he could see the promised land in a wider way. Lot was family, a companion on the journey, a part of the story Abraham had grown familiar with. But at a certain point, walking together produced conflict, tightness, and discord. When they separated, it seemed outwardly as though Abraham had lost a precious companion. But after that separation, I opened his eyes to look toward the four directions and reminded him of the great promise ahead. Do you see, my child, there are departures that do not come to shrink your life, but to enlarge your vision. There are separations that do not make you poorer, but release you from being limited by someone who cannot carry the promise I have placed upon you. In the same way, I am leading you into a wider, purer, truer space. But before you step into it, the things that do not align with truth must be removed from you. Connections fed by concealment, control, deception, half-truths, or emotional exploitation will not be able to enter your new season with you. They may once have given you the feeling of being needed, noticed, or attached. But I see deeper than that feeling. I see the consequences if you continue compromising. I see the weariness you will carry, the doubts you will endure, and the parts of you that will gradually shrink because you have had to adjust yourself to what is not upright. And because I love you, I cannot remain silent. My light does not come to shame you, but to set you free. When I expose something, my purpose is not to wound you further, but to keep you from remaining bound to what you have not yet seen clearly. There are truths that make you tremble at first, but later become the key that opens the door to peace. There are discoveries that make you weep, but those very tears wash away the illusions that once caused you to cling. There are words that are uncovered, motives that are revealed, masks that fall. And though your heart aches, I am still there, laying my hand upon you and reminding you, you are not being abandoned, you are being rescued. My beloved child, do not grieve over what can only stay through concealment. What comes from me does not require you to distort yourself in order to keep it. What I give does not demand that you live in anxiety or force yourself to believe everything is fine, while your peace has already been speaking for a long time. Right connections will not pull you away from purity. The people I place beside you will not make you turn off your light so that they may feel comfortable. They will not take advantage of your goodness and call it love. They will not force you to live in uncertainty, waiting, suspicion, and self-blame. What I build has truth as its foundation, righteousness as its breath, and peace as its atmosphere. So when I ask you to let go, trust that I have seen what you have not yet seen. When I cause someone to move away, trust that I know both the beginning and the end of the story. When I make you no longer feel at rest in a place that once felt very familiar, understand that my presence is shaking what no longer fits you. You do not need to chase after what I am removing. You do not need to beg something false to become true simply because you fear starting again. You do not need to hurt yourself by holding what I have told you to lay down. Obedience sometimes begins with an open hand, even when the heart is still trembling. One day, you will look back and understand that today's cutting away was kindness hidden beneath the shape of loss. You will see that the empty spaces that once frightened you became the places where I sowed something new. You will realize that when the wrong voices grew quiet, you could hear me more clearly. When the untrue ties fell away, your steps became lighter. When those who did not share the same light left you, your vision became clearer. I am not leading you into loneliness. I am leading you into freedom. I am not taking love away from you. I am making room for true love. A love that does not need to pretend, that does not wound what is holy within you, that does not force you to trade your peace in order to remain. My dear child, be still and listen to what I am about to place in your heart, for there are things that cannot be understood through haste and cannot be seen by eyes accustomed only to seeking outward signs. In my realm of light, where all things are weighed with righteousness and mercy, there is a book being kept with a solemnity beyond your understanding. That book is not written by human hands, not controlled by the praise or criticism of the world, and not changed by the unstable emotions of mankind. Every line within it is recorded beneath the light of truth, and every mark reflects a response from the hidden depths of your life, whether you choose to stand with me or allow yourself to be swept away by the fleeting invitations of darkness. My child, do not think that your small choices are meaningless. There is no turning point in your heart that I do not see. There is no quiet, yes, you speak to me in secret that heaven does not recognize. Nor is there any moment when you turn away from what is good, even briefly, that does not leave an echo in your journey. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you in love. Your life is not a random chain of passing days. Each day you are sowing seeds, and those seeds will grow into a harvest. Some seeds produce peace, others produce confusion. Some choices draw you nearer to me, others make your heart heavy and distant from the holy call. In that book, A person's name is not written carelessly, nor is it erased by a moment of hot anger. I am not like human beings, loving today and hating tomorrow, lifting up now and rejecting later. I am the one who sees through all things, slow to anger and rich in mercy. Yet I am also the one who cannot take truth lightly. Every name is joined to a journey of response. Every line records not only what you do before the eyes of others, but also what you choose when no one is watching. When you choose forgiveness instead of nurturing bitterness, light is recorded. When you choose truth instead of searching for a crooked path, light is recorded. When you choose to return to me after days of wandering, light is also recorded. For in my eyes, a sincere return is more precious than a religious appearance built to hide a distant heart. Because that process is so holy, I have sent Gabriel, the faithful messenger of heaven, to guard the commands issued from my throne. Gabriel does not come as a vague figure from ancient stories, nor merely as one who carries a message and then disappears from the flow of history. Gabriel stands within my divine order, carrying the precision of heaven, the purity of my spoken word, and the solemnity of things that cannot be distorted. When I desire a message to be delivered at the right time, to the right person, for the right purpose, Gabriel is sent. When I desire a new season to be prepared in mystery, Gabriel stands at the boundary between what has not yet been revealed and what is about to take shape, guarding my word so that it is not mixed with the noise of mankind. Remember Zechariah, who entered the holy place through the routine of his service, yet encountered a message that shook his entire old age. Gabriel appeared, not only to announce that a child would be born, but to begin a chain of preparation for an even greater appointed time. Then that same Gabriel was sent to Mary, a humble young woman living among very ordinary things, to deliver a message that changed the course of history. Do you see, my child? Gabriel often appears at moments when heaven is about to open a transition of seasons. He does not come to satisfy curiosity, but to confirm that I am acting, that what I have ordained will not be delayed by human inability, and that those who are called must respond with faith, even when what lies before them exceeds natural understanding. Likewise, in your life, there are seasons when Gabriel is sent not to create outward noise, but to protect the holiness of what I am doing within you. You may not see him with your eyes, nor hear angelic footsteps in your room, but you will recognize the trace of that guarding through sudden warnings, through dreams that cause you to wake with a trembling heart, through events that seem accidental yet pull you away from a wrong path. Sometimes a door closes not because I have rejected you, but because Gabriel has been assigned to keep you from stepping into a place that would dim the light I have placed within you. Sometimes a connection is interrupted not because you have been abandoned, but because heaven is protecting your name from hidden compromise. Do not treat those subtle movements lightly, my beloved. When I place a holy uneasiness in your heart before a certain choice, stop. When a word, an invitation, an opportunity, or a path appears attractive but disturbs the peace within you, return and ask me. Not everything that glitters comes from my light. There are invitations wrapped in a beautiful appearance that carry the scent of misdirection. There are successes that can enlarge your name but shrink the purity of your heart. There are relationships that make you feel seen, yet gradually cause you to forget that you were called by me to live in holiness. That is why I do not only bless, I also guard. I do not only open roads, I also set watchmen before the paths that are not meant for you. The book in the heavenly realm does not record you according to the appearance you present before the crowd. It is not persuaded by eloquent words if the life is not surrendered, nor does it reject you merely because you have fallen. If you sincerely return and allow me to straighten your path, I look at your enduring response. I look at the times you choose light, even when darkness promises an easier way. I look at the nights when you no longer have the strength to pray long prayers, yet still turn your heart toward me with a small cry. I look at the tears you hide when you decide to release something you love because you know it no longer belongs to my will. Those things do not disappear. Heaven does not forget. Quiet faithfulness always has a voice before me. Therefore, do not live carelessly as though everything will simply pass without leaving a trace. But do not live in fear either, as though I am only waiting for you to make a mistake so I can cast you away. I am your Father, and I am teaching you to fear me and love, to walk with a clean heart, and to treasure every small choice. The fear of me is not trembling before a distant God. It is loving me so deeply that you do not want to wound the holiness of the bond between me and you. When you understand this, you will no longer ask, "Is this allowed?" but rather, "Does this draw me closer to you?" You will not merely avoid darkness, you will hunger for what is pure. You will not only want your name to be recognized, you will want your life to become a beautiful answer offered up to me. Gabriel stands in obedience before my command, and what is entrusted to him cannot be bribed by human excuses. Truth remains truth. Light remains light. Darkness remains darkness. But be at peace. The solemnity of heaven is not meant to crush you, but to keep you from losing what is most precious. If I remind you to return, it is because your name has value before me. If I warn you, it is because you are still loved. If I stop you, it is because I see ahead what you cannot yet see. Let that guarding become a comfort, not a burden. From today onward, walk as one who knows that your life is being seen by eternal light. Choose words that are pure, actions that are upright, thoughts that are cleansed, and connections that help you grow in grace. When you are weak, return to me. When you are uncertain, ask me. When you are pulled toward darkness, call upon my name with sincerity. I will not leave you alone at the crossroads. I will send help at the right time. Place signs in the right places. Send reminders in the right season. And let my presence lift you so you can stand firm. You do not have to protect everything by your own strength, because heaven is guarding what belongs to me. My beloved child, there is a place you have seen many times in the silence of your heart, a place that has not yet appeared before your eyes, but has already been cherished in your quiet prayers. In the nights you lay awake, in the moments when you were exhausted, yet still tried to hold on to one small ray of hope, you once imagined that home with all the longing within you, a door opening into peace, a corner gentle enough for you to lay down your burdens, a window where the morning light could touch your face like my whisper, telling you that every season of waiting has a day when it will bloom. I heard all of it, even when you did not speak it aloud. I saw every line in the dream you carried, every color you quietly placed into the picture of your future. And I want you to know that not one sincere longing of yours has been carried away by the wind, and not one tear has fallen from you without being kept by me. That place will not merely be a shelter from sun and rain, nor only four walls raised in the midst of this life. In my loving intention, that house will become a space set apart for restoration, a region of peace where the weary parts within you can rest, where old echoes no longer have the power to startle you when night falls. You will not only enter with your feet, you will enter with a renewed faith. Every brick there will be like a testimony that I went ahead of you during the months when you thought you were only waiting in vain. Every stream of light through the curtains will remind you that I am never late. I only prepare all things according to a rhythm deeper than what you once understood. And every small corner in that home will carry the breath of an answered prayer. Not loud, not showy, but steady like my mercy toward you, My child, there were seasons when you felt you belonged nowhere. There were times when you were in a familiar place, and yet your heart still felt lost. There were times when you lay down, but did not truly rest. There were times when you had to be strong, even in the very space that should have held you. I know it all. I know you long for a place where you would not always have to be on guard. A place where you could breathe deeply without fearing that old worries would wake you. A place where silence would not make you lonely, but would become a soft garment covering your mind. That is why what I am preparing for you is not merely an address, not merely an outward change, but a sacred milestone in your journey. When you cross that threshold, you will understand that I am not only giving you a place to live, I am giving you a new chapter to inhabit. Long before you recognized it, I had already been present in that place. I had walked through every small path where your feet will tread. I had touched every empty space that will become a place where you laugh, pray, sit quietly, and learn to love your life again with a new gentleness. I prepared the atmosphere of peace before you brought your belongings there. I placed warmth into mornings that have not yet come, tenderness into afternoons, when you will sit still and watch sunlight leaning through the window, and protection into nights when you close a long day without feeling that you are fighting alone. When you arrive there, you will not need much explanation. Some blessings need no trumpet to announce them, because the peace within you will testify that my hand has arranged all things. Remember the story of the Shunammite woman long ago, who prepared a small room for the prophet who passed by, with only a bed, a table, a chair, and a lamp. That room seemed simple, yet it became a place that held visitation and things beyond human understanding. From a small space prepared with reverent love, I opened a promise: life, restoration, and joy that seemed impossible to return. Do you see? My child, I can make an ordinary room holy when it is placed in my hands. I can turn a simple home into a sign of care, a table corner into a place where you receive illumination, a quiet chair into a place where you regain strength, and a small lamp into a reminder that darkness no longer rules your story. In the same way, the home I am leading you toward will carry more than ordinary eyes can see. Others may see only walls, doors, floors, and a roof, but you will recognize their prayers answered in a very personal way. Others may see only a living space, but you will see seasons of pain brought to a close in kindness. Others may see only that you have moved from one place to another, but I know it is a movement from unrest into rest. From days of forcing yourself to be strong into days of being upheld. From the feeling of temporary survival into the feeling of belonging. You will understand that there are blessings I do not give you merely so you may possess them, but so that you may be healed through each day you live within them. In that home, your mornings will gradually carry a different meaning. You will open your eyes, not with the feeling that you must rush into an invisible battle, but with a quiet gratitude blooming in your heart. The light of the new day will not only shine upon objects, but also into the parts of you that lived too long under the shadow of worry. The sound of running water, the sound of footsteps, the fragrance of a simple meal, the stillness of a clean room. All of these will become gentle reminders that life is not only something to endure, but something to receive. I will teach you to rejoice in the small things you once did not have enough peace to feel. I will return softness to your daily habits, so you may understand that miracles sometimes do not come like thunder in the sky, but like a morning when you wake and realize you are no longer as afraid as you were yesterday. Do not think the years of waiting were useless. No, my beloved child, it was during that time that I purified your dream, deepened your faith, and taught you to distinguish between what you wanted out of lack and what you truly needed in order to grow in peace. If I had given it to you too soon, Perhaps you would have seen only the gift and not recognized the giver. If I allowed you to wait, it was not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I was making your heart deep enough so that when the blessing came, you would not merely rejoice and forget, but would know how to cherish it, preserve it, and turn that place into a living altar of gratitude. Waiting did not take you away from yourself. Waiting prepared you. And when that day comes, enter not as someone who has accidentally received good fortune, but as a child returning to what their father prepared long ago. Enter with humility, with reverence, with eyes able to recognize my traces in every detail. Let laughter ring out in that place. Let prayer be kindled in that place. Let forgiveness, rest, cleanliness, warmth, and hospitality dwell there. Do not let the house become only a place to store belongings. Let it become a place that nourishes peace. Do not let new busyness take over the atmosphere I have given. Guard it with gentleness, with pure choices, and with a rhythm of life that knows how to return to me. I want you to understand this. That new dwelling place is not the final destination of your journey, but a resting place I have set along the road so that you may be restored and continue forward with greater strength. From there, you will learn to live more slowly, love more deeply, hear me more clearly, and look toward the future with eyes no longer covered by old fear. Those rooms will witness your growth. Those walls will hear your prayers in the night. Those windows will open toward new seasons. And each time you look around, you will remember that I did not forget you, even though there were days when you thought the promise had sunk into silence. I kept my word in my way, at my time, with unwavering love. Therefore, my beloved child, let hope be lit again within you. Believe that what I am preparing will not only fit your needs, but will also touch the hidden places you have not yet learned how to name. I will not merely give you a house, I will give you a space of peace, a place where my presence becomes near in every breath, where each morning is an invitation to live in gratitude, and each evening is an embrace, reminding you that you are protected. When you set foot there, remember this word: I came before you. I prepared before you. I guarded before you. And from that place, you will no longer only dream of a miracle, you will wake each day inside the very miracle I have gently placed into your life. The trials ahead of you are not meant to frighten you, but to prepare you in wisdom. I do not call you into tomorrow with a heart that has been cracked because today was not cared for. I do not want you to climb new heights with shoulders too burdened by things that should have been laid down long ago. There are doors about to open, responsibilities about to be entrusted, and encounters that will require clarity, steadiness, and peace from you. If you do not learn to rest, even the blessing itself may overwhelm you. Therefore, your preparation is not only doing more, learning more, and trying harder. Sometimes the most beautiful preparation is sleeping enough, praying in stillness, eating with care, walking slowly beneath the morning light, forgiving yourself, and letting unfinished things rest in my hands. I am teaching you to distinguish between the voice of grace and the pressure of anxiety. Grace leads you in peace. Even when you must work diligently, anxiety drags you forward in fear. Even when you do not know where you are running, grace matures you, while anxiety wears you down. Grace has a rhythm, while anxiety only demands. My child, do not let hurry disguise itself as responsibility. Do not let exhaustion dress itself as sacrifice. Do not let the fear of being left behind cause you to forget that I have never left you. When I tell you to rest, it is not because the journey has ended, but because I want you to continue with new strength, new vision, and a heart softened again in my hands. So today, hear my words with gentleness. Look at the signs no longer as enemies, but as messengers of mercy. Care for your body, your mind, your rhythm of life, and your quiet spaces. Know when to step away from noise, when to say no to what is draining you, and when to seek what restores you in the light. I do not require you to become perfect before you are loved. I love you even when you are tired, confused, and unsure how to put everything in order. But because I love you, I will not let you continue forgetting yourself. I will call you back, remind you to rest, place my hand of peace upon the tense places within you, and lead you step by step into holy balance. My beloved child, trust that rest can also be an act of faith. When you lay things down, you declare that the world is not resting on your shoulders. When you sleep in peace, you acknowledge that I am still watching over you. When you care for yourself with tenderness, you are agreeing with me that you are worthy of being protected. Then from that restored place, you will rise, not with the old strain, but with a quiet strength, deeper, steadier, and purer than before. I will not let you step into the days ahead in a state of depletion. I will renew you, breath by breath, thought by thought, rhythm by rhythm of peace. And when the time comes, you will understand that today's pause was not a delay, but the holy cradle in which I prepared you for greater things.